circle, doing the jumping for Miami, and she volleys it over to Aaliyah Pitts, moving from left to right for WKU.
Looks like Miami in a man-to-man.
Hope Savory probes to her left, over to the far wing. It's Jalen Foster. Foster has it, face guarded by Freeman. 12 on the timer. Now Freeman goes for the ball, and Foster takes a dribble. Cross-court feed to Faustino, and a bullet pass. Baseline too strong. Josie Gilvin couldn't corral it.
Yeah, it was the right pass, just too high that time. She was wide open on the cut that time.
25 seconds expired in quarter number 1. No score, and a turnover for WKU. They had 40, now 2 on the season through 2 games in 20 seconds. On the other end, Miami, Ohio, pocket pass inside. Freeman couldn't get it. High off the glass. Nice feed on the bounce pass from Ivy Wolf, though. On the other end, Gilvin finds Pitts on the far corner. 3-ball doesn't go. Too strong. And a rebound taken in by Maddie Cluse for Miami. Jessie Dye, stutter step down the far lane. She lost the ball. Out of bounds past the stanchion. Another turnover, this one to the Red Hawks.
Yeah, that was caused by the time by Josie Gilvin on the slap that time. Caused that turnover. She is known as a defensive player. She was outstanding at Sacred Heart High School.
So she loves to do the little things, defense included. 60 seconds in. WKU on the other end. Macy Blevins too strong on the 3. Offensive rebound, WKU. And Jalen Foster lays it in on the left side. That's how the scoring starts. A minute 15 in. WKU 2 and Miami 0.
Yeah, a little help from Hope Savory on the kind of the tap to her.
Ivy Wolf pulls up from the free throw line area and way wide left, an air ball on her mini jump shot. It was batted away, a block for WKU.
That was Jessie Gilvin again. That was, Josie Gilvin on that block. She is long. She's 6 foot, but she's got long arms. The play is a lot bigger than 6 foot.
Cluse gets it in, top of the arc Morrow. Over to Ivy Wolf, near wing 3, doesn't go, wide left, and the rebound is tracked down in the far corner by Savory. She lost the ball over to the WKU bench, and Miami will retain possession.
Yeah, can't give Ivy Wolf a lot of good looks. She led the team last year in 3, shot 52 threes last year. She's their point guard, primary ball handler.
Reigning MAC Player of the Week, Maddie Cluse on the far side, hounded by a double team. Now Cluse finds Wolf on the far corner, rises for 3. It's cash. Miami is on the board. 3-2 they lead. A minute 45 gone. On the other end, Josie Gilvin pulls up from 18. Near side on the baseline, doesn't go too strong. Miami, Ohio picks up the loose ball. Into the front court, double team, and Cluse lost the ball. It's a steal for Jalen Foster, and she's caught behind the midline. Chest pass over to Macy Blevins to get it over left to right. WKU down by 1, 2 minutes into the first quarter. Hope Savory, the junior guard, directing traffic as she dribbles with her right hand. Over to Macy Blevins. She's been quiet very early this season. Blevins 0 for 1 for 3. She jacks up another, and now she's 0 for 2, wide left. Maddie Cluse takes it into the front court right to left. Wild pass, far corner for Jessie Dye. She tries to reset, and she's stopped by a double team, and now a foul. Hope Savory and Aaliyah Pitts closed down, and Pitts with a hip check. It's her first foul, team's first. I think that's Savory's.
Yeah, I think they gave it to Savory. Not a lot of contact, to say the least.
Jessie Dye is out. Claire Chambers, the sophomore walk-on for Miami, comes in, first player off the bench. Chambers on the near wing, jacks up a 3. It rims out. Fresh off the bench, not easy to do. They shoot immediately. Jalen Foster has it top of the arc, guarded by the biggest player on the floor, Amani Freeman. Kick out for 3. It's good. Aaliyah Pitts knocks down the triple. WKU 5 and Miami 3.
That's a good sign.
Ivy Wolf goes to Chambers near corner 3 again. It's wide right, and Aaliyah Pitts gobbles up the rebound for WKU. The Tops are up by 2. Hope Savory over to Blevins, has a lot of room, doesn't take the 3 on the near wing. Back to Savory, 6:50 left on a winding clock in the first. Blevins has it on the far side, right in front of the Miami bench. Lofted high post feed, Aaliyah Pitts, face guarded by Maddie Cluse. Throws it up off the rim, doesn't go. It was too strong.
Yeah, it was a good matchup, too. Pitts is 6 foot. Ivy Wolf about 5'8".
Wolf takes it into the front court, lays it in, and the foul. On the left side with the right hand, the sophomore Wolf is going to the line for another. Tied at 5, 6:30 left in the first.
And it's going to be two on Hope Savari. But the big news is this is the first action of Maya Meredith.
Katie Richardson in for Miami, you're right. Maya Meredith coming back, tore her ACL, 8 games left. Last season, reigning Conference USA Freshman of the Year. This is where the evaluation for WKU can start, when the best player is back on the floor.
And I'm sure everybody on that bench has kind of got their fingers crossed a little bit.
Free throw goes, Miami up by 1. Macy Blevins cuts inside, and her layup is short, but a foul. Maddie Cluse is called for the personal.
Yeah, it's a good drive that time by Macy. Got all the way to the rim and used her body that time to draw the foul.
So now Macy Blevins at the free throw line. Last season, shot 64% and hits the heel on the first.
Little flat. Like to see a little bit more arch on that from her.
So we'll see. Maya Meredith in the key, and always have to look out for that right knee. Looks like it's taped up a little bit more than the left. Blevins goes 1 for 2, hitting the back end. Ivy Wolf is quarterbacking the offense, toe-to-toe with Josie Gilvin, one of the best defenders that WKU has. On the near wing, it's Claire Chambers. Face guarded by Savoy. Chest pass cross court. It's out of bounds. WKU forces a turnover.
Excellent half-court defense that time by the Lady Choppers. Out in the passing lane and also putting great pressure on the ball.
So here's Hope Savory making her first start of the season, giving the keys over to Josie Gilvin, top of the arc. 4 minutes into this game, WKU 6 and Miami 6. Jalen Foster picks up her dribble at the free throw line area. Kick out far wing for Hope Savory. Now Foster, same spot. She sticks the 3.
It's confidence. All that is confidence that time. Jalen Foster. She's shooting 38% from 3 and just nailed that from the wing.
Ivy Wolf had an old-fashioned three-point play 2 possessions ago, and now picks up her dribble 35 feet from the basket. Bounce pass, batted away by Gilvin. Cluse picks up the crumbs on the near wing. 15 to shoot. Cluse makes a move to her left, guarded by Blevins. Kick out top of the arc. It's stolen. Who else? Maya Meredith lays it up and in. Fresh off an ACL, Meredith's first shot after the comeback, and it's a layup in transition.
I was going to say, welcome back.
Claire Chambers on the other end. Near corner 3 is cash.
Well, you know she can shoot. I mean, the first step she came into the game, she took a 3, so she's 1 for 3. That's a good kick out that time for a 3 off the break.
Lady Tops up by 2. Hope Savoy gives it to Maya Meredith, but it's taken away. Katie Richardson, the sophomore, with the steal. Ahead to Chambers in transition. Richardson has it near wing. Handoff Ivy Wolf. And now Wolf dribbles in and out of trouble. Dribbling down the far lane. Bounce pass far corner. And Maddie Cluse rifles the 3 too strong. WKU's got it. Ahead to Maya Meredith. She juggles the pass and slows it down with Jalen Foster top of the arc. Foster down the far alley, and it's a wow, what a pass, no look, near corner 3, Hope Savory, too strong, and Maddie Cluse picks up the ball. I thought she lost the ball, but it was a secret pass.
We'll call it that.
Full court press, Savory with the nice steal on the other end. It's a far corner 3, and Jalen Foster can't connect. Hope Savory picks up the loose ball on the baseline and just pinballs it off the leg of Maddie Cluse. WKU holding on to possession. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. They're up by 2.
You like action? We got action.
Maya Meredith coming off the bench. Her first basket of the season. First basket since tearing her ACL. WKU up by 2. 4 minutes left in the first quarter. We're back in a moment on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. I'm Brad Klein with John Butler. Very happy to be with you. And I'm sure WKU fans are very happy to listen. Maya Meredith, fresh off the bench. Her first game back since tearing her ACL. And she goes in with a layup. Welcome back, Maya Meredith. She's got 2 points. Big time comeback for the sophomore.
Yeah, she makes a huge difference. I mean, that's crazy to say, but she's one of the better players in the league.
And the first we're seeing of Peyton Scott from Miami, Ohio, tore her ACL for the Red Hawks last game of the season. Hope Savory out of the timeout. Near wing 3 doesn't go. Offensive rebound, Maya Meredith. And WKU resets up top. Acacia Hayes, dribble drive, far alley, bounce pass far corner, and Jalen Foster lost the ball. She was trying to Euro step in. Instead, it's stolen away by the Red Hawks. Over to Jessie Dye, far wing 3. She rifles it too strong, and the rebound volleyed over to in the paint. WKU, it's the freshman Acacia Hayes. Jalen Foster on the near wing. Over to Macy Blevins, near wing again. We'll hand off back to Foster. They recycle the possession over for Maya Meredith. She hoists the three, and it's way short. Grazes the front rim. Rebound Miami. It's taken in by Chambers. Scott has it moving right to left. 3:13 on the game clock. In the first quarter, it's Jessie Dye now far wing. 2 dribbles, back to Scott. She's a three-point shooter. She pulls up from 18 and rims out. Rebound Maya Meredith again. There's the rebounding presence you talked about, John.
She's got a complete game to her.
3 minutes left in quarter number 1. Meredith probes to her right for Acacia Hayes. WKU up by 2. Jalen Foster face guarded by Freeman. Freeman almost stole it from her, and now Foster.
There's Peyton Scott.
Foster just hopped into the lane, tried to kick it out to the top of the arc, and Peyton Scott with a steal.
Well, I mean, hasn't taken long to see how important both Maya Meredith is to Western Kentucky and how important Peyton Scott is.
Jalen Foster called for a foul, her first, team's third. 11-9, WKU on top of Miami. Jessie Dye on the far wing.
I was going to say they're staying in their matchup 2-3 zone, but it is a lot of pressure out of this zone. They trap when they got a shot like right there.
Greg Collins asking his players to get their hands up. Chambers pulls up from 12 on the baseline, rims out, and the freshman Acacia Hayes gathers the rebound for WKU. In transition ahead to Gilvin. Baseline drive from the far side. She stops, she pops, and it rims out from 8 feet out.
I think Coach Collins is quite happy with that. They've been begging Josie to shoot, and she's already taken 2 shots, and I think he's completely happy with that.
Lady Tops up by 2. 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Peyton Scott, fresh off an ACL injury, swings it left for Chambers. Chambers guarded by a double team. Bullet pass inside, and Freeman lost possession. Ball is loose by the midline. Gilvin picks it up. No look pass to Blevins. Down the near lane. Blevins stops and lays it in. Macy Blevins with her right hand, and WKU leads 13-9. Peyton Scott ahead. Chambers launches a 3. Far wing. She buries it.
That's what she does well. It's her second 3. She got shooting 27% for the year, 3 out of 11, but 2 out of 3 so far in this game.
Jalen Foster on the far wing. She responds right away. Foster's second 3 of the day. And WKU is down by, or rather up by 4. 1:15 left in the first.
And this full court pressure has given Miami fits. Not necessarily with Peyton Scott with the ball, but anybody else with the ball. These traps have really caused Miami some trouble.
Peyton Scott dribbles down the far alley. She had it swiped away. Acacia Hayes knocked it loose. Meredith picked up the loose ball, and a foul is called against Amani Freeman for Miami. Her first and the team's second.
I think Peyton Scott is asking to come out right now. There she is.
Sierra Morrow comes in to replace her. Or Amani Freeman sits, and Morrow is really her replacement. Meanwhile, Miami getting Ivy Wolf back out there in place of Scott. Acacia Hayes is guarded by Wolf. A bounce pass into Gabby McBride. She just checked in. Over to Macy Blevins. She pulls up for 3, top of the arc, and Blevins is still 0 from range. Offensive rebound, Gilvin, and Acacia Hayes the reset. Bullet pass inside. Blevins already has 1 layup. She turns around too strong on her second, and Miami, Ohio picks up the rebound. It's taken in by Richardson.
Good effort that time by Macy.
Game clock down to 25, shot clock at 20. And a foul is called against Macy Blevins. Chambers is always a 3-point threat. She ball faked from beyond the arc, trying to drive inside and engage contact with Macy Blevins. It's the team's 4th foul, and for Blevins, it's her first. And she will sit in place of Aaliyah Pitts. Ivy Wolf. Inbounds, top of the arc 3. On the way, it's good. Sierra Morrow, the Bradley transfer, fresh off the bench.
Yeah, not necessarily known as a 3-point shooter, only 1 out of 6 this year, but that one looked good. Good ball game so far.
Maya Meredith on the far wing. Shot clock is off. Game clock down to 5. These are the moments that WKU needs Meredith. She pulls up from 18 feet, left it short, and the rebound taken in by Miami, Ohio. Katie Richardson ends the first quarter with the ball in hand. 16 for WKU, 15 for Miami, Ohio. Back and forth we go right here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield.
for Miami, and Western Kentucky has converted that. They're up 9-0 Western Kentucky just off turnovers, and a lot of those have been those traps and so forth. So that's the good part. I really, really have liked the play of Gilvin, the freshman. She brings so much energy to the team. Excellent defensive player, and she's causing all kinds of havoc.
She was hounding Wolf across the midline right to left. Wolf got it over. Now on the near wing. Stutter step into the lane. Bounce pass on the baseline. And the near side baseline jumper is good. It falls. Miami, Ohio got Katie Richardson open.
Yeah, she doesn't score a lot, but she was set up perfectly that time by Ivy Wolf, their point guard.
First time we're seeing Lexi Mead in this game. She had started every game of her career coming off the bench and did not play in the first quarter. Maya Meredith, fresh off the ACL injury. Drives into the lane, and Richardson swiped it away. 40 seconds into the second quarter, Miami, Ohio 17 and WKU 16. On the other end, Cluse finds Jessie Dye on the far wing. Over to the near side now. Ivy Wolf rims out on her three. And the rebound taken in by Maya Meredith, her third. Ahead to Mead. Now Gilvin on the near corner. She triggers the three. It rims out. And the offensive rebound pulled down by Pitts. Now Lexi Mead is open. Top of the arc. Knuckleball three. Wide left. And Dye corrals the rebound for Miami.
Yeah, those are excellent threes. Just got to eventually make them. Still really like Gilvin taking the shot. She would not have taken that shot her first two games.
90 seconds gone in the second quarter. And now it's Cluse, top of the arc. 12 on the timer. Bounce pass near wing. Ivy Wolf lines up the three. Wide left. And WKU corrals. The rebound handled by Aaliyah Pitts.
Both teams are getting really good looks from three.
Pitts has it on the far wing. Now Lexi Mead directing traffic with her right hand. Gives it to Gabby McBride. Powers down the near lane. McBride picks up her dribble. Richardson stonewalls her, and McBride throws it up with her left hand. Too short off the front rim. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Miami 17 and WKU 16. Ivy Wolf top of the arc. Moving from right to left. Toe-to-toe with Lexi Mead. Over to Dye now. The China native is face guarded by Maya Meredith. Dye picked up her dribble. Threw it over top of the arc for Sierra Morrow. And Morrow lost the ball. It's a turnover. Pass intended for Ivy Wolf. That's the team's eighth.
Yeah, I mean, that's Western Kentucky defensively is playing about as well as you can play defensively. Forced 8 turnovers. It's just, again, it comes down to making some shots. I mean, they're 3 of 14, I believe, right now from three. And almost every one of those are wide open looks.
Kickball violation against Ivy Wolf out of the timeout.
And it's just something that, as the year goes on, you may want to say you don't want to be relying on the three, but Western Kentucky has to make threes. So they just don't have the size to beat most teams making primarily two. They have got to become a really good three-point shooting team.
Gilvin inbounds for Faustino, fresh off the bench in place of Maya Meredith. Faustino didn't score in the opener, had 16, a career high last week against Missouri.
I thought she played great against Missouri.
15 on the timer. Faustino pulls up for three, doesn't matter. Offensive foul, it's an illegal screen against Gabby McBride for WKU. Also, Miami made a swap. Sierra Morrow sitting down in place of Amani Freeman, the senior forward. Dye turbos across the midline, right to left. Bullet pass inside for Freeman. Backing down McBride, and the righty hook shot falls.
Yeah, it's a great post feed that time and move that time inside. A little jump hook.
Miami up by 3. Lexi Mead lost the ball, and Freeman gobbles up the loose ball. Ahead to Cluse on the near sideline in transition, and it's too hot to handle. Cluse couldn't juggle it back in bounds. Ivy Wolf is the culprit of the turnover, and shaking hands with Cluse, tapping her chest with the right hand, saying, hey, my bad.
Yeah, they take it a lot better than I would take it if I'm coaching. 9 turnovers is just way too many.
3 minutes gone in the second quarter. Miami up by 3 on WKU. Josie Gilvin, one dribble, probes up top for Faustino. 13 on the timer. Finding Lexi Mead near corner. She launches the three. Wide left, and Chambers takes in the rebound for Miami. 6.5 left in quarter number 2. Dye is trapped by the midline. Double team. Dye in trouble. Dye now throws it across court, and a timeout is called. Diana Hendricks bailing out her sophomore.
It's going to be a 30. It's going to turn into a full, I believe.
And we'll step aside here. Miami leading Western Kentucky 19-16 in the second quarter. 6.5 left right here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. But WKU, they have to be happy with the looks they're getting. John, they're just not falling.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking, during the commercial, if you just turn the scoreboard off and just watch the game, you would think Western Kentucky would be up 10 points. But they're down 3, and it just comes down to 6 of 23 from 2 and 3 of 13 from 3. It's just not sustainable. On the other hand, Miami, their best player who averaged 25 a game has not scored.
Yep.
So they're going, we're in great shape. We're up 3, and our best player has scored, and plus our best player from last year, Peyton Scott, has not scored.
And Maddie Clues not on the floor, leading scorer this season for Miami. Ivy Wolf quarterbacking the offense. They go to Chambers. Now a cross-court feed for Dye. 11 on the timer. 6:20 on the game clock. Dye is caught in a double team again. Bounce pass to Freeman. And Freeman is shoved down to the ground. Slow to get up. And a foul is called on Jalen Foster.
That's her second. She is somebody that obviously we cannot play without, to say the least.
So far this season, team's leading scorer had 14.7 rebounds last week against Missouri. Wolf inbounds from the baseline, gets it in for Richardson. Touch pass over to Chambers, far corner, over to Dye. They cycle it around to Wolf. Bounce pass back to Dye, top of the arc. Now Chambers launches a 3, far wing, too strong, and Lexi Mead gobbles up the loose ball on the near corner. Mead turbos in transition, left to right, and a bounce pass in for Gilvin into the baseline, and the layup falls.
Yes, great hustle that time by Lexi Mead. Got the rebound, penetration. Good hustle also by Gilvin being the first one down the floor to finish that play.
First basket of the day for Josie Gilvin, and now Miami in transition. Oh, nice look feed. Katie Richardson in for Freeman. The deuce is true. On the other end, Foster bumped in the lane. Foul goes against Miami's Freeman. With Miami up by 3, 5.5 left in the second quarter. Peyton Scott comes in for Jesse Dye. Redhawks getting their leading scorer from last season back on the floor. 2-time All-MAC selection. It's her first game of the year after tearing her ACL in the season finale last year. Faustino the inbound, Faustino the kick out. Near wing 3 on the way, Jalen Foster off the heel. Offensive rebound, Gilvin. Power dribble, and the layup no good, but a foul is called. That is the Josie Gilvin that we were promised when she came off the recruiting trail.
Yeah, I mean, she played, I thought, against Vanderbilt and Missouri tight. I mean, did not look to score at all. And then she's not known as a shooter or scorer, but she's good enough to shoot. And now just a 100% more aggressive player.
Ivy Wolf calling for the personal. Her first team second of the quarter, and Gilvin rims out on the first free throw.
I think she can be a heck of a player here, to be honest with you, because she's just so long and athletic and such a good defensive player.
And Josie Gilvin, freshman out of Louisville,
and a
hits
winner.
The second.
Look at there. Just calls that.
She steals the inbounds pass on the full court press, and now they're saying that the inbounds pass
hit the bottom of the backboard after she deflected it.
Okay, so Gilvin last to touch it. And now Richardson, facing the jumping jacks of Gilvin, gets it in. WKU falls back a little bit on the full court press. Ivy Wolf trapped by the midline, dribbles out of trouble. Bounce pass to Scott, near wing, 20 on the timer. 2 dribbles inside, Richardson's got it, baseline. Stutter step, high off the glass, doesn't go. Richardson gets her own rebound. She's caught in a triple team, and Faustino forces a jump ball. Miami owns the arrow.
So that was actually Lady Toppers got the arrow that time, but that was a heck of a move that time by Richardson. That was a fairly athletic move. She kind of hung in the air and just missed the shot, but that's a pretty nice move.
So WKU takes it left to right. 5 minutes left in the first half. Lexi Mead gives the keys to Aaliyah Pitts on the near side. Back to Faustino, top of the arc. 17 on the timer. Faustino coming off a career best 16 points. Pocket pass into the baseline. Foster caught. Over to Faustino, far wing. She powers down the far lane. High off the glass. Does not go. The layup is short, but a foul is called. Miami, Ohio, sending Faustino to the line. Foul goes on Katie Richardson.
You can tell she's playing with a little confidence after coming off that good performance, 16 points against Missouri.
Faustino hits the first free throw. Teresa Faustino, Oregon State transfer. Her second season with WKU. 63% shooter for her career. And she goes 2 for 2. WKU tied at 21 apiece with Miami. Inbounds pass on the full court press, goes to the far sideline right in front of Miami's bench. Ivy Wolf jumped on it, and Ivy Wolf lost it. It's another turnover for Miami, and WKU takes over. They've forced 11 turnovers now.
And that's without making shots. If you make shots, you can set your press up much more.
Josie Gilvin inbounding for WKU. She tries to throw it off of Scott, and Scott takes in the ball. Pulls up from the free throw line area, does not go, left it short, and a loose ball foul called against Amani Freeman. Miami again in foul trouble.
That's where, saw that a little bit with Maya too, with Peyton Scott the first game back from those ACL. You lost a little bit of lift in your jump at first, and those are shots that Peyton can make, and also Maya Meredith can make a little bit. That's just a little, that is the rust of being off.
And you know she's frustrated.
Oh, you can tell. Yeah.
She slapped her right leg saying, man, I mean, let's go.
Yeah, well, that's a shot she's made 1,000 times.
Leah Pitts. Oh, nice bullet pass to Faustino inside. Make that Blevins. And a blocking foul is called with no shot. Josie Gilvin got the touch pass in from Blevins.
Yeah, Peyton Scott took that one. She was inside the circle. So it's going to be her, I think that's Peyton Scott's second foul maybe.
Peyton Scott called, yes, for her second foul. Team's fifth. So WKU is in the bonus, and Macy Blevins will go to the stripe. Western Kentucky 21, Miami 21. Maddie Cluse back in place of Peyton Scott, who we saw visibly frustrated on the floor, and you could tell off the floor as well, as Blevins hits the first free throw.
Well, the other interesting note is that Maddie Cluse, 25 a game right now, has not scored.
Blevins goes 2 for 2. Scott, by the way, coming off that ACL injury, she's on the bike right now on the bench.
Yep.
Trying to stay loose.
Yep.
Full court press, WKU. Ivy Wolf caught in a pickle. Bounce pass across the midline, and it's swiped away. Morrow lost it. Hayes takes it away. Down the far lane. Her layup doesn't go, but a foul is called. It was Sierra Morrow, the culprit.
That's another steal that time. That's caused by Gilvin. And tell you what, when you got Gilvin out on the floor with Acacia Hayes, you're talking about some quickness. I mean, Gilvin is long, but also quick, but Hayes has got another gear.
Four-star freshman hits the first free throw. Number 21 point guard in the class of 2022, according to ESPN.
Still trying to find her way. I think it's fair. You know, struggled against Missouri. I thought she had a good second half against Vanderbilt.
She goes 2 for 2. She had 2 points against Missouri last week. Full court press again. Wolf stuck again, and a foul is called. They got Josie Gilvin on the bump. Her first and team's third of the second.
Still got to like the effort. That was both freshmen that time. Hayes and Gilvin getting after point guard Ivy Wolf.
Well, this is the identity of WKU, am I right?
I think so. I think that's how they're going to have to play.
Ivy Wolf with some space on Gilvin. Bounce past Chambers near wing. Chambers takes one dribble, now caught in a double team, and another jump ball. WKU forces another turnover. They have the arrow.
Yeah, I think I'm like a record that's repeating itself. That's Josie Gilvin again that caused that one.
Okay, correction. Miami has the arrow.
Miami has the arrow. That's right.
Ivy Wolf has it. Bullet pass inside. Richardson. Turnaround layup falls.
Yeah, good pass by the point guard there, Ivy Wolf.
On the other end with WKU up by 2, it's Macy Blevins calling for some off-ball movement. She's got it. Now has some space on Chambers. Step back around the way, and she sinks it. Macy Blevins. Oh, that is the Blevins we were expecting. She hits her first 3 of the day. Ivy Wolf on the other end. No look. Pocket pass baseline. Richardson coughs it up near corner. Chambers takes a dribble inside. Another bullet pass. Richardson's on the recipient end now, and she lays it in with the right.
And then a turnover on Western Kentucky. Stepped over the inbound line that time, Jalen Foster, and you can give that mistake to Ivy Wolf. She jumped in the passing lane that time.
So Jalen Foster committing WKU's 9th turnover. Ivy Wolf will inbound from the baseline. Lofted inbound, top of the arc, Richardson. 3:15 left in the first half. Chambers caught by Hayes. Now on top of the arc, it's Ivy Wolf. Toe-to-toe with Gilvin, and Gilvin took it away. Another foul is called. Gilvin was trying to muscle past Wolf in transition, and Wolf said, you know what, you're not going anywhere. Another foul.
I don't know how many steals she's been credited with. A lot of them are not official steals because she slapped it to another player or
that's officially her second.
Yeah, but she's probably had her caused. How about just caused turnovers? I'd say she's caused probably 6 turnovers.
Maya Meredith back in for WKU. And she inbounds to Acacia Hayes.
I wouldn't want her guarding me, I can tell you that.
Hayes takes it to the front court. Ball nearly kicked away by Wolf. It's loose on the three-point line. And another jump ball is forced. Now WKU has the arrow.
Too many, I think it's fair to say that too many turnovers for both teams right now. Now, we'll also
9 for Western Kentucky, 13 for Miami.
We're still in the first half.
Pull a pass in from Foster, over to Blevins, layup too strong, and another loose ball, another jump ball, and this one goes to Miami.
And again, Josie Gilvin. But yeah, it was a good back cut that time by Macy. Perfect pass that time by Jalen Foster, and I think Macy, the harder you go in for a layup, the softer you got to lay it up, and could not convert.
Full court press, Morrow bounces it in for Wolf, and Wolf shakes off 2 defenders, but something tells me she's going to have more defense waiting for her in the front court. Maybe not. Rainbow pass baseline. Maddie Clues could not juggle it. Back in bounds. Lost possession. And now the team's 14th turnover. 2:40 left in the first half. Acacia Hayes dribbles left to right into the front court. WKU up by 3. Hayes to the free throw line area. Kick out, far corner 3 on the way. Jalen Foster too strong. Macy Blevins musters in the rebound. And a reset, Maya Meredith. She pulls the trigger. Near wing 3. Bottom.
And that was set up by the offensive rebound by Macy. And then they backed off Maya Meredith, and she just stuck it.
Gilvin a steal, and she lost the ball in that full court press. Back to Miami. Over to the far corner, it's Ivy Wolf. She sets her feet for 3. Too short. Rebound, Jalen Foster. 2 minutes left in the first half. And a timeout called by Greg Collins with WKU up 31-25.
I think the timeout is basically to get a little bit of order out on the floor. I think, it's one thing, you want to play fast, but the old saying is be quick but don't hurry. And both teams are playing in a hurry right now.
Well, Western Kentucky is hurrying a little bit better, a little bit slower, I guess you could say.
Well, it's 31.
Up by 6.
Yeah, it's up 6, and Western Kentucky, for the most part, wants the game in a scramble situation. But still, even though you're playing at a fast pace, you don't want double-digit turnovers. But I think overall, defensively, you can't ask for a much better performance so far by Western Kentucky. Have we given up some easy shots? Yep. Some of the threes have probably been open that you don't want to give up, but the effort, just the defensive effort, has been super for Western Kentucky.
Macy Blevins will be the inbounder on the far sideline for WKU. Over to Lexi Mead, who did not start today. First time in her career that the Californian did not start for WKU. Dribbles down the far lane. Righty layup goes. 33-25. WKU in the driver's seat. Just under 2 minutes left in the first half. Ivy Wolf bounce pass, free throw line area, Richardson. Kick out, near wing 3 on the way. Chambers too strong. Offensive rebound by Morrow. She pulls it down from the apex, and now a foul is called on Macy Blevins, trying to fight for that possession.
Yeah, one of the talking points that came after the Missouri game with the interview that you gave with Coach Collins is he was not happy with the physicality of the Lady Toppers, right? He thought we got pushed around. You can see a whole different effort tonight.
Wolf gets it in for Klus, near corner 3 on the way, too strong. Rebound to Faustino, 3-on-2 in favor of WKU. Faustino, nifty move inside, and the layup goes. Count it, and the foul.
And that's just strength that time by Faustino. Got the rebound herself, took it coast to coast, and then took the bump and finished right there with her left hand. Nice move by Teresa Faustino.
Well, that's the Faustino that we saw last week against Missouri, her career best 16 points. And Teresa Faustino off the bench, an offensive jolt. And Greg Collins said, yeah, that's nothing new. Faustino plays like that in practice. 7 scoreless minutes off the bench in the season opener against Vanderbilt. Looked like a different version of herself in that second game. And completes the three-point play. 36-25, WKU on top of Miami. 90 seconds left. Ivy Wolf fights off the full-court press and ahead tomorrow. Picks up her dribble 35 feet from the basket. A dribble handoff, no. A foul against Lexi Mead. Mead trying to reach around that dribble handoff for Chambers. And now Miami's in the bonus. It's Lexi Mead's first.
And this is where Western Kentucky's depth, if you use it correctly, like tonight, each player's got to play hard like they're playing tonight. This is where the depth of Western Kentucky can be a big factor this year, and especially against a team like Miami that has really have not played a lot of players this year.
Morrow hits the second end. Chambers sits in place of Jesse Dye, so a defensive jolt for Miami with 1:20 left in the second quarter.
A little pressure this time by Miami, a little 1-2-2 3/4 press, but they kind of backed out of that.
Western up by 10. Oh, a nice dribble move inside for Lexi Mead. Kick out, Faustino, 3 on the way. It's too strong from the far corner. And Maddie Klus picks up the rebound for Miami. 60 seconds left. The Red Hawks down by 10 and a turnover. No steal needed. This was a self-imposed error. Klus dribbling off her left leg out of bounds on the near side.
Yeah, she is, to say struggling is an understatement.
Under a minute left. Jalen Foster straddling the arc straight away, calling for someone to take the ball. Faustino does. Pump fake inside, dribbling down the near lane, backing down Richardson. Nice pocket pass for a cutter. Lexi Mead's layup doesn't go, but a foul is called.
And another good play by Faustino. She got deep in the lane that time and then made a nice little dump down pass to Lexi Mead.
Jesse Dye called for the foul, her first.
And right now, if you're the Lady Toppers, you're up 10 with 43 seconds to go, and hopefully Lexi can make these. It puts them up 11. It would be a great to go in double-digit lead.
They've really been playing from behind all season,
That's
Vanderbilt
correct.
and Missouri. Lexi Mead goes 1 of 2, but an offensive rebound for Jalen Foster, and she puts it back up. No good, but another foul is called, and Foster is going to the stripe on her own.
And just right now, just flat-out outworking Miami.
Well, again, this is what we were expecting from WKU. Maybe the threes aren't falling as much as they'd want them to, 5 of 18, but you get a full court press in there, physicality like Greg Collins has been asking for, and this is the result even when the threes aren't falling as much as you want.
Yeah, and Jalen needs to make this free throw and get subbed out right here. She's got 2. You don't want to get a third foul under a minute to go.
She hit the first, misses the second, and Richardson picks up the rebound for Miami. Game clock to shot clock differential of about 11 seconds. Dye is trapped by a double team and another jump ball.
Now, Western Kentucky like attack dogs going after the ball. Now, in fairness, Miami is not doing a very good job with spacing and so forth. You have to anticipate right now if you're Miami, every time I cross half court, I'm going to get trapped. And that's just, it's a combination of great aggressive play by the Lady Toppers and kind of poor spacing and execution right now by Miami.
Like you mentioned, Foster sits, Gabby McBride back in.
Should go for the last shot, up 12. There's a 3-second shot difference between the clock, but you should be able to wing it most of the way.
Ivy Wolf defending Lexi Mead. She says she wants to be a hassle on the defensive end. Mead makes a move inside to the free throw line area, draws a triple ball fake, and it's up and in. She puts it through the strings, little 4-foot push shot, and Miami now in the front court, down 40-26. Josie Gilvin steal. She's racing the clock, and Gilvin in transition. Layup goes. Josie Gilvin, the freshman, makes it 42-26, and Western Kentucky storms into the locker room.
What a quarter. Unbelievable quarter, and what a finish. The last 4 minutes of the game, of the quarter, you can't play better defensively than the Lady Toppers.
Western Kentucky forcing 18 turnovers, and the Tops are on top, 42-26. We're back in a moment for the halftime report right here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. 42-26 started the second half between Western Kentucky and Miami. The Lady Tops lead. They get a stop to start the third quarter. In and out, Jesse Dye in and out, one and done Miami. And now on the other end, Aaliyah Pitts is fouled on her layup.
Interesting that this second half, Miami of Ohio has Maddie Clues, their leading scorer at 25 a game, who's not scored, by the way, on the bench.
Katie Richardson checking in for Miami. First free throw falls.
And I don't really know what's going on, to be honest with you.
She's at the scorer's table ready to come in, and I have to wait for this next stoppage here. Another free throw by Pitts, rims in. And here we go. Richardson in for Freeman. And Freeman was in for 25 seconds out of the break there. Western Kentucky sticking with the full court press. It got them 18 turnovers in the first half. Sierra Morrow pulling the trigger from the baseline. Gilvin doing jumping jacks on the inbound. And the chest pass inbound gets into Dye in the backcourt on the near side. Dye picked up her dribble. She had 4 turnovers in half number 1. And now gives it to Chambers. They throw it across the midline left to right. And Katie Richardson was cherry picking. Layup falls.
Yeah, they scored, but I wouldn't call that a classic press breaker.
On the other end, Aaliyah Pitts scoop to the hoop. It goes high off the glass and through the strings. WKU 46 and Miami 28.
Yeah, good finish with her left hand.
60 seconds gone in the third. Another full court press. Aaliyah Pitts volleys it out of bounds, and Miami, Ohio will have to try again. Yeah. Wow, this full court press, impressive.
Well, especially when you got Josie Gilvin on the ball. She's long, and she's going to generally trap the first pass that comes in. That's a terrible pass.
Morrow gets it in. Blevins the interception. Blevins recycles the possession up top. Loose ball tracked down by Jalen Foster by the midline. Just over a minute gone in quarter number 3. Macy Blevins has it top of the arc straight away. Blevins uses the Foster screen right now, pulls up for 3. No. A bounce pass to the baseline is Jalen Foster. Backing down Morrow. Spin move to the left. Oh, she's denied by Morrow. Loose ball picked up, and Josie Gilvin puts in the reverse layup. Western Kentucky, 90 seconds into the third quarter, up by 20 on Miami, and a foul is called.
You're going to give it on Josie Gilvin on the hold that time. Got kind of caught out that time with the point guard. That time Ivy Wolf on the inbounds.
Gilvin's second, team's first of the third quarter. Sierra Morrow facing another full court press. Gets it in for Richardson. Ball is batted away. Jalen Foster the poke. And the layup falls for Aaliyah Pitts.
This is unbelievable. Another steal.
Another steal on the inbound. It's Hope Savori. WKU recycles up top. It's Macy Blevins. And her pocket was picked. In transition. Layup. No, it was swiped away. Sierra Morrow had it taken away by Savori.
Actually, it was I think it was Gilvin on the retreat back. She snuck in from behind and got that one. I tell you what, it's been a long time since I've seen a Division I team struggle this much on the ball as Miami is.
Sierra Morrow controls top of the arc, guarded by Gilvin. And pass to Ivy Wolf, nearly stolen. Wolf dribbles to the free throw line area. And she was shoved down to the ground. No call. Another turnover. Steal goes to Jalen Foster. Ahead to Gilvin in transition. Dribble handoff far corner, Macy Blevins. Bullet pass inside to the free throw line area. Oh, another touch pass. Gilvin's got a reverse layup. Timeout Miami. 52 for WKU. Miami with 28.
This is just a continuing of the onslaught that in the second quarter. Nothing's changed, which is rare in halftime. You think Miami would regroup. Nothing's changed. It's just a continued beat down right now by the Lady Toppers of Miami.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout as well. WKU up big, 52-28 when we return on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. Western Kentucky is all over Miami, 52-28. Just over 2 minutes gone in the third quarter. I'm Brack Klein with John Butler. Very happy to be with you, John. This lead seems like insurmountable for Miami. How did WKU get here?
Forcing turnovers. I mean, it's 21 right now, and right now it's 27-2 points off turnovers. And this pressure and just almost a mental collapse right now by Miami, to be perfectly honest with you. Incredible run right now that Western Kentucky's on.
It feels like Miami's gotten the ball into the front court like twice in this half.
Yeah, you see this sometime actually, to be honest with you, in a high school game. You don't see this very often in a Division I women's game.
WKU backs off the press. Miami into the front court. Peyton Scott off the bench, nursing a torn ACL, just rehab back. Claire Chambers now on the near wing. Toe-to-toe with Savoy. Picked up her dribble. Feeds to the free throw line area, Morrow. And now Gilvin nearly with another steal. Loose ball picked up by Scott, and she lays it up. A foul. Aaliyah Pitts is called for the personal.
Yeah, you know, if Miami can get anything out of this game right now is maybe getting Peyton Scott some minutes. I mean, they desperately, if you watch them play, need her as a guard. They really need another guard right now to handle some of this pressure. And she's, a heck of a player. 19 points a game last year, first game back in a year. So she's going to be rusty. And ideally, coming back off an ACL and facing this pressure is not exactly what you want, to be honest with you.
She hits the heel on her first free throw. 7:25 left in the third quarter. Scott goes 1 of 2. It's now 52-29. WKU moving right to left. Gilvin, chest pass near corner. And Blevins counterpulls the top pass back up top. Back to Blevins, same spot, 20 on the timer. Guarded by Chambers. Bounce pass far wing Gilvin. Over to Savory, top of the arc. Bullet pass baseline. It's Blevins, 18 feet from the basket. She slices inside. Cross-court feed. Intercepted by Scott. 2-on-2. Miami pushing the tempo. Pull up Jay. Does not fall. Too strong. Off the fingertips of Peyton Scott. Rebound to Jalen Foster. WKU ahead. Into the front court again. Over to Blevins, far corner, guarded by Richardson, and Blevins looking for someone to take the ball from her. It's Aaliyah Pitts, top of the arc. 15 on the timer. The UVA transfer probes to the near wing for Josie Gilvin. Gilvin's been very strong. The freshman goes to Blevins, top of the arc. 5 on the timer. Blevins launches the 3. Oh, she sinks it. Macy Blevins from long range. And the sophomore now has 2 threes on the day. She's 2 of 5. WKU 55 and Miami 29.
Yeah, that was from about 26 feet. And unfortunately, you got Jalen Foster on the foul on the inbounds play. It's her third, but still. When Macy makes shots, because she's going to get shots, I think it really turns Western Kentucky into a different team.
Claire Chambers out, Taylor Baroff in. Redshirt junior out of Kokomo, Indiana. Hasn't played all that much this season. Season debut in 3 minutes off the bench against Memphis in Miami's last game. Full court press stays alive. That inbound batted back where it came from.
Yeah, you want them to throw the ball into the corner, and that's exactly kind of where Miami's running into. That's going to be 4 on Freight on possibly on Jalen.
Jalen Foster got tangled in the key with Ivy Wolf.
Could be a double foul here. We're going to see. I think they're going to probably go to the monitor.
It's actually Katie Richardson, and now Richardson being helped off by Sierra Morrow.
Yeah, she was trying to get the ball. It was inadvertent. She was going for the ball on the inbounds, and both her and, well, really she went down, but it looked like there was a hook. And we're going to see we're going to go to the monitor to see exactly what it. I never saw him make a foul call. First of all.
Well, your original instinct of incidental double contact, you want to go double foul, that might make sense because Foster fell as well. The only difference is Foster got right back up, and Richardson is now being tended to by the trainer, Audrey Van Auken.
Unlike the men's game, there's no degree of fouls. You know, it's either a foul or an intentional foul. They don't have the level 1s and level 2s.
It would seem surprising, though, to go with a full intentional foul here.
It would.
Considering there was contact on both sides.
Well, their arms got locked together. It was one of those lock and pull down moves is what I think it's what they're going to look at. It was clearly unintentional.
As of now, Western Kentucky leading 55-29, and it seems like a wild question because it's really been all WKU since the end of the first quarter, but what does Miami have to do to whittle into this deficit?
It's a good question. I mean, they've got to stop turning the ball over, but they've got 2 of their top players not in the game right now. I mean, it's they've got a very unusual lineup right now. They don't have Maddie Clues, and they don't have their point guard Ivy Wolf in at all, and those are their 2 leading scorers.
Meanwhile, Richardson is wiping off her face. She looks okay. She's smiling.
Yeah, they just checked in Riley Neal. Now, she's a freshman from North Oldham High School. That's in Kentucky. That's a county.
Prospect, Kentucky, about 20 minutes north of Louisville.
That's correct. And she averaged 21 in a game last year at North Oldham, so she's just now coming in the game. And they just checked in Taylor Baruth a junior from Kokomo, Indiana, who only played in 4 games last year. So I don't.
Does this mean, do you think they're conceding the game already? 6.5 minutes left in the third.
Yes.
You've got your 2 best players out. Yeah, you're down by 16, but
26.
Excuse me, 26.
Yes.
But still, there is time.
She's not going to say she's conceding, but it does appear that she's probably frustrated with how they've been playing. Now, I don't know. Be honest with you, I don't know if Maddie Cluse is hurt or not. She's going on the bike now. She's going on the bike, but she didn't start this half. I didn't see anything in the first half. So I'm not really for sure what's going on, to be honest with you. But the body language right now in Miami is not the greatest in the world. They end up calling a 4th foul on Jalen Foster. Nothing intentional, just a common foul.
And Maya Meredith checks in for Foster in the wake of her foul trouble. Inbound pass intercepted. Gilvin was bumped, I think, by her own teammate. And now she's hobbling on the baseline. A foul is called against WKU. They get Josie Gilvin. It's her 3rd and the team's 5th.
That'll be, and Miami will be in a bonus the rest of the quarter. That's a long time, 6 minutes too.
That's how you cut into a deficit like this.
You're scoring with the clock stopped. That's exactly right, and that's 3 straight fouls in the back court. Now that's the yin and the yang of it. When you're turning them over by your pressure, that's the good part. You don't want to foul; it negates the pressure.
Hayes and Savory sit.
I did not see that one though, to be honest with you.
Mead and Hayes. Gilvin and Savory sit. Mead and Hayes are in. Faustino comes in place of Macy Blevins. First free throw off the fingertips of Amani Freeman falls. She's an 80% free throw shooter this season. And she goes 2 of 2. 55-31, Acacia Hayes quarterbacking the offense for WKU. Fresh off the bench, and she gives the keys to Lexi Mead, sharing with Aaliyah Pitts, top of the arc. Back to Faustino, cycling it back to Mead on the far wing. In her red sneakers, Lexi Mead, the Californian, probes to the far wing in front of the WKU bench for Acacia Hayes. Turbos inside, picks up her dribble by the free throw line, and now a pass looping over into the paint, intended for Maya Meredith. Instead, Sierra Morrow with the interception.
Yeah, she was open just late on the pass.
5:50 left in the third quarter. Ivy Wolf back on the floor. The point guard swings it out over to the far wing, and it's Riley Neal, her first action of the day. Baruff, no look pass, far corner for Freeman, not comfortable from that range. 9 on the timer. Baruff now to the baseline, face guarded by Faustino, picks up her dribble, power bounce pass inside, and the turnaround hook shot does not fall for Sierra Morrow. Instead, Maya Meredith picks up the rebound, and Acacia Hayes was guarded one-on-one by Ivy Wolf. Wolf hit the deck. Hayes now into the front court. Hayes layup, no! She's denied by Sierra Morrow. Miami moves left to right. Ball was kicked away by Neal. Loose ball taken in by Faustino. It's a jump ball, and WKU forces another turnover, make it 22.
Yeah, that block that time of Sierra Morrow, she had 40 blocks last year. She was top 50 in the country, I believe, last year at Bradley.
It's her 4th school in as many years, 2 junior colleges and then Bradley, and now with Miami, Ohio. 5 minutes left in the third. Lexi Mead, stutter step far wing, directing traffic. Swings up top for Faustino, slices inside. 2 bounce pass over to the near corner. And it's Aaliyah Pitts with a travel on the baseline. Timeout on the floor. 55 for WKU, 31 for Miami, Ohio. Right here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. With John Butler, I'm Brian Klein. Happy to be with you. 5 minutes left in the third quarter, and John, this one ain't close. 55-31. WKU hasn't looked back since the first quarter.
Well, at one time it was 21-18 Miami, and since that time it has just been an all-out blitz. Now, the last 3 or 4 minutes we kind of had a lull where we made 3 straight fouls in the backcourt. Now they're getting the free throw line, so that's kind of slowed the momentum down. But it has been a pretty impressive performance. Still got a long way to go, though.
Yeah.
I just looked up. You'd kind of think the game was in the fourth quarter. It's still 5 minutes left in the third. It's actually enough time to actually come back. But
Miami beats the press with a Hail Mary pass. Ivy Wolf lays it in with the right. And the Redhawks out of the timeout. Well, that's exactly how they probably drew it up.
What's the first run out that they've had? I mean, I've been kind of waiting for a little run out by Miami to loosen the pressure up.
Acacia Hayes loops around the defense. Ball fake right. Layup left. Oh, the freshman is a magician.
Yeah, she plays with no fear. Went right in there after getting her shot blocked the last time and just made the play.
Miami is running the floor now. Riley Neal is swiped away. It's Maya Meredith. 3-on-2 WKU. Faustino pedal to the metal. No look pass, and Freeman bats it out of bounds.
Yeah, that's Maya Meredith right there on the defensive end. Just went up with both hands and got that block.
Lexi Mead will inbound from the baseline, but a timeout is called. WKU talking it over, so interesting to see what they're talking about. Well, we've played a minute since that last break, but Western Kentucky still leading comfortably 57-33.
Yeah, I guess he wants to draw up an inbounds play right here. That's all I can think of, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, why not? Work on a few things and try to get some sets in there. In fact, Greg Collins said that he wants to help his team a little bit more and get some sets in there and allow them more of a structured pace in their offense. So far, the offense has looked pretty good. 57 points and 4 minutes left in the third quarter. You'll take that.
Yeah, and a lot of the points have been off turnovers and kind of in the open court. Going to try to score this time off a set play, off an inbounds play.
It's a 24-point lead. Lexi Mead, the shortest player on the floor for WKU, guarded by the tallest player on the floor for Miami, Amani Freeman. A foul is called off ball.
It's going to be on Freeman. I may know what they call it is a delay of game, I believe. They stepped across the line, so I believe that's what it was.
So now two players guarding the inbound. It's Freeman and Morrow. Lexi Mead, rainbow pass near wing for Acacia Hayes. Bullet pass inside. Turnaround jumper falls. It's Aaliyah Pitts.
Yeah, nice turnaround jumper that time by Pitts in the lane.
Full court press stays on. Ivy Wolf picks up the loose ball in the far corner. Now she's trying to track it down. It was batted away again. And a foul is called. Lexi Mead ended up with the ball in hand on the ground. And they get Maya Meredith for a bump.
Number 3, Alexis.
No, scratch that. Lexi Mead.
Just extremely aggressive. Looked like we had the ball a couple of times, but just all kinds of pressure on the inbounds. Now, it does cause, you're going to foul some, and that's kind of what has happened. We're probably a little over-aggressive this last 4 or 5 minutes, to be honest with you.
Number 0,
So Ivy Wolf at the free throw line. Lexi Mead picking up her second foul, and Miami, Ohio, well in the bonus. First free throw falls.
She was 8 for 8 going into that, 9 out of 9. I think she's made 21 in a row from last year.
And she connects on the back end. Sophomore guard trying to get closer for Miami. 59-35 differential. Faustino on the near wing, guarded by Amani Freeman. Picks up her dribble and swings it up top for Lexi Mead. High post feed, Aaliyah Pitts. She's dangerous from that range. Dribble drive down the far lane. She picks up her dribble and lays it in with the right.
Just found a good matchup and just took her right to the basket that time for the basket.
Full court press stays on, and now they back off. Chambers guarded by Faustino, and the pass batted away. Acacia Hayes has it. Over to Faustino. She triggers the three, far corner. It's good. Teresa Faustino. She's money from distance, and WKU leads 64-35 with 3:20 left in the third. Another steal on the inbound. They go to Lexi Mead, same spot. Right from where Faustino hit her three. Lexi Mead hits another.
What a run.
3 minutes left in the third quarter. Amani Freeman stepped over the line on her inbound pass, and WKU will hang tight on this side of the floor.
It's one thing to force turnovers. It's another thing to make threes off your forced turnovers. This is just an onslaught, to say the least. Up 32, and it's still 3 minutes left in the third quarter.
67-35, Western Kentucky looking very comfortable Meanwhile, Miami, Ohio scrambling for answers, but WKU's playing a video game out here, John.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's like a dog that hadn't eaten for a while. I mean, you're just talking about hungry. And it's part of the issue, too, is once as a basketball player, you sense that the other team can't handle your pressure, it just ups your pressure more and more. That's it. That's exactly right. Because if a team starts breaking your pressure, like you got a guard that just goes by you and things like that, you'll back off naturally. I mean, it's just your instinct as a player. And right now, nobody on the floor for Miami scares any of the Western Kentucky defenders. Peyton Scott's not quite ready. I mean, she's just been out too long, and she's not playing a lot right now. But there's just no fear right now of any of the Miami players. Now the question will be, how much longer will he continue? Will Greg Collins continue to put the pressure on?
Fair enough.
Now normally in college, there's not a, if you're in high school and you're up 32 against your opponent, then oftentimes you sub out and you back off a little bit. But I haven't seen that a lot in college. It's just kind of, if you're playing, you're playing for keeps at this level.
The story of the day is the defense for sure, but you look up at the stat sheet and Western Kentucky shooting nearly 40% from three as well.
Yeah, it should be Western. There's some dispute. It's Western Kentucky's ball. Miami jumped over the line. Okay.
Lexi Mead inbounding right from where Miami jumped over the line before the timeout. And Mead, bounce pass in for a cutter. It's Acacia Hayes. Layup falls. WKU 69 and Miami 35. I think they're getting Greg Collins for a warning. Maybe stepping out of the coach's box and a little too close. So Miami, Ohio now will inbound from the baseline. Sierra Morrow catapults the pass, loose by the three-point line, and Ivy Wolf takes it away into the front court. Acacia Hayes called for the foul, and Miami, deja vu, in the bonus. Well, the good news for Miami is there was no turnover there. The bad news is they were darn close, and if they continue to inbound like that, basically a 50-50 ball right by the top of the key, then WKU is going to continue to feast.
Yeah, one of the things I'm surprised that with Miami is I would have more runouts, try to throw over the top, at least loosen defense up, maybe more screens to get people open. Because to be honest with you, Miami does not have a lot of quickness right now on the floor to get open on their own.
Wolf stays perfect at the free throw line. WKU in the front court. Lexi Mead from California says she's settled into Kentucky very well. Has two country songs on her playlist now. She gives it to Maya Merritt at top of the arc. Faustino now has it, same spot. Pulls up from 18, and Faustino left it short. Chambers gobbles up the rebound for Miami. Lexi Mead poked the ball away. Chambers threw it away into the corner. Acacia Hayes picks it up. Cross-court feed for Faustino. The Oregon State transfer. Dribble drive on the baseline. Cross-court feed. It's Lexi Mead. Layup uncontested. High off the glass. Way too strong. Faustino picks up the loose ball. Back to Lexi Mead. Over to Aaliyah Pitts. Near wing three off the heel. And WKU picks up the offensive rebound. They reset. 2:10 left in the third quarter, 15 on the shot clock. And the pass intended for Pitts cross court, taken away by Ivy Wolf. And her layup was denied by Pitts, but a foul is called on the second chance. Well, to say this game is sloppy might be an understatement.
Well, it's in certain regards it is. In other regards, it's forced turnovers by the pressure of Western Kentucky.
Ivy Wolf,
20-something in a row. That's pretty impressive.
and she continues her perfect streak at the free throw line.
And I'll give her a lot of credit too. She's had her struggles handling the ball, to say the least, but she has kept her composure. I've not seen one bit of emotion or anger out of her, and I give her credit for that.
It's her second. Macy Blevins near corner three on the way, rims out. Offensive rebound, Pitts, put back too strong. Acacia Hayes gets the ball again. Third chance for WKU. High layup goes. Oh, the floater from 4 feet out. The freshman, maybe the shortest player on the floor. and definitely the lightest player on the floor, but she still got the offensive rebound. 90 seconds left, 71-39. Western Kentucky on top of Miami. Ivy Wolf guarded by a double team. She picks up her dribble far wing to Baruff on the same spot. Baseline drive, trying to shake Meredith, draws a double, and now a handoff. It's taken away by Faustino. 2-on-1 for WKU. Faustino, no look pass for Pitts. Power dribble inside Pitts. Oh, the layup goes. Nifty high and under. Aaliyah Pitts has got another deuce. The Virginia transfer has 15 points. That's a game high.
Yeah, it's hard to say who has not played well, to be honest with you right now. You know, Miami, it's another thing. I'll give the coach at Miami a lot of credit. I mean, she is as calm as can be. I mean, I would have probably had a stroke by now, to be honest with you.
On the other end, Richardson hits the side of the backboard on her corner pop. Faustino has it near wing for WKU. 40 seconds on the game clock. 23 on the shot clock. Gabby McBride, top of the arc, hounded by a triple, gives the keys to Hayes. Cross-court feed back to Faustino on the near wing. Now McBride, top of the arc. Guarded by Wolf. She dribbles past Wolf. No look pass, near corner, and Faustino, her shot is waved off with an offensive foul. They get Gabby McBride charging into Baruff. So the shot clock is off, the game clock down to 28 seconds, and a timeout called by WKU. 73-39.
Going to be a full timeout as well.
And we'll step aside. Final push of the third quarter coming up. 73-39. WKU all over Miami right here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. Court press stays on for WKU, and why not? Because it's gotten them here 73-39. End of the third quarter, 20 seconds left. Miami has it. Ivy Wolf, a little push shot from 8 feet out, doesn't go. Too strong, and the rebound picked up by Faustino for WKU. Ahead to Hayes in the front court. One final shot. 5 to go. Hayes with a lofted feed into the low post for McBride, and Richardson is called for the foul. With 4 seconds left in the third quarter, Western Kentucky up 73-39, and they'll inbound from the baseline. Blevins pulling the trigger, getting it in, top of the arc of Casey Hayes, makes a move inside, and the rainbow floater doesn't go with 1 second left in the third quarter. Another foul is called, and Acacia Hayes is going to the stripe for a pair. They get Richardson her third foul.
I like the floater that time. I mean, that's a shot that not all players have in their arsenal. It's a nice little move going into the lane, especially for a smaller player, a little floater.
Hayes hits the first free throw and hits her second. 1 second left. Baruff, Hail Mary into the front court. It's batted away, and Western Kentucky will go into the fourth quarter up 75-39. So far, they've outscored Miami, Ohio since the first quarter, 59-24.
That's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's painful if you're Miami, but that's good if you're a Lady Topper fan.
Well, if you're a Lady Topper fan, stick around. We've got 10 more minutes of this right here on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield.
Acacia Hayes has 10, so that's 4 in double figures. 8 out of 22 from 3, so that's an improvement.
36%.
And outscored Miami in the third quarter a whopping 33-13.
Kickball violation against Maya Meredith out of the intermission.
And I would think Miami can't wait to get back to Miami for Thanksgiving.
Baruff on the far wing, hucks up a three off the heel. Rebound WKU. Yeah, Thanksgiving couldn't come any sooner after this. Maya Meredith, long three on the way, far wing. It's short from 32 feet out. Rebound to Miami, Ohio's Chambers. Chambers into the front court, moving left to right, face guarded by Meredith. And lassos the pass up top for Wolf, getting it back from Wolf near wing. Maya Meredith is stonewalling her, and now Chambers loops around her. Touch pass over to Ivy Wolf, far corner three off the heel again. And Maya Meredith picks up the rebound for WKU. 75-39, about 45 seconds gone in the final quarter. Macy Blevins controls and now gives it over to the far wing for Jalen Foster. No dribbles for Foster. Instead, swings it to the near wing for Teresa Faustino. Back to Meredith up top, 5 on the timer. She needs to make a move. She powers inside. Lefty layup does not go. And the rebound to Baruch for Miami. So, yeah, the score is not close. It's still 75-39, but that's exactly the look that WKU fans want Meredith to take in her rehab back. On the other end, Miami, Ohio scores a bucket. It's Sierra Morrow with a layup. 90 seconds gone in the final quarter. Western 75, Miami, Ohio 41. Maya Meredith, cross-court feed to Hope Savory. The junior started today for the first time all year. Slices inside, and she's fouled by Ivy Wolf.
Yeah, Ivy said, I wish I could get that call the other way. She just had that disbelief look.
It's Wolf's third, and the team's first of the final quarter.
This does continue a pattern, though. The teams have played 5 times in their career, and Western Kentucky's 5-0. They're going to go 6-0. Against a good team, a good conference. The MAC's a good conference, too.
And Miami was picked to finish 11th second to last in the MAC, but still, you're right. And a foul is called on the shot. WKU getting a pair for Faustino. Or is it 3 shots?
Yeah, it'd be 3.
3 shots for Faustino off the foul by Claire Chambers. But you mentioned, this continues a pattern. Yeah, WKU will go to 6-0, but these two teams played last season in Oxford. It was a buzzer-beating win for WKU as Faustino grazes the front iron for the first free throw. And now, this is a 2-quarter game right here.
Yep. And, Miami's 1-2, but their first loss was to a good Xavier team. It was 87-68, but that game was competitive most of the game, and then they beat Vermont 79-73. Now, Memphis beat them 76-51, but I watched the game, and they pulled away more in the fourth quarter than anything. So, Miami has been very competitive, but outside the first quarter and a half, this has been all lady toppers.
Faustino goes 2 of 3. On the other end, Ivy Wolf bounce pass top of the arc for Sierra Morrow, guarded by Maya Meredith. And the kick out in the near corner, over to Chambers, slicing through the defense, and the righty push shot does not go. Toilet pulls out. Faustino with the rebound, and Faustino was swiped away in transition by Wolf. 2-on-2, Miami pushing the tempo, and Baruch's lefty layup doesn't go, and the rebound goes offensively to Katie Richardson. Putback doesn't go either. A foul is called on Hope Savory.
The other thing is whatever message that Coach College wanted to give after the Missouri loss, I think he got the message through, because you just see the heightened sense of aggressiveness tonight. And I think a lot of it started, I'll be honest with you, the starting of Josie Gilvin, I think, made a big difference. Her energy is just incredible.
WKU is without 2 forwards, Karis Allen, Odie Betancourt on the injured list. So that's what led to Gilvin starting as Richardson misses the first. But still, it makes you wonder. It's early in the season. No one is set in stone as far as starting. Richardson rims out on the second, so maybe Gilvin is the starter going forward. Jalen Foster pushing the tempo right to left into the front court. Gilvin on the near wing nearly had it swiped away and coughs it up to Acacia Hayes, top of the arc. Over to Blevins, far side, stops and pops from 15. Too strong, offensive rebound, Foster. Kick out, Savory, wide open 3 on the way. It rims out, and another offensive rebound. Foster throws it up, and the loose ball taken in, 50-50 at the apex by Sierra Morrow. A foul is called on Jalen Foster on the full court press. You can tell she's frustrated.
Yeah, she played well, though. She had two rebounds just on that possession right there. She fouled out, but she's going to foul out with 11 points. That probably gets her to 9 rebounds. Almost another double-double for her. Now, she is a player that I don't think will be sitting out much this year.
No.
Because of her skill set and her size. She's the classic 4.
Seems like they'll have 2, maybe, who knows, even 3 players who are staples on the floor, and Greg Collins likes to rotate a lot of players. He really can't afford to rotate these players out. Jalen Foster, Maya Meredith when she's healthy, and who knows, the way she's playing Josie Gilvin, as long as she can keep the stamina up, because the way she plays as a hustle player, it might not be easy, but still.
Yeah, she's a player that I think she can start, come off the bench, but her energy, she's going to have to play. She's just a tremendous defensive player.
Foul against Gilvin, her 4th, Inbound for Miami, and Scott was hacked on her way up for a layup.
Yeah, kind of hold your breath on that one. Her first game back, and that was a tumble, but she's okay. She's up, got a smile on her face.
They get Gabby McBride for the foul, so Peyton Scott, you're right, she is up, and maybe that smile, John, maybe more of a grimace.
She'll be much better as the year goes on, just like Maya Mara. They will get better, they'll get in more basketball shape and so forth. It's you can come back now. I've coached so many kids that have ACLs, and 20 years ago, if you had an ACL, you were out a year, easy a year. And now, 6 months to 9 months, you can come back. Generally, though, it's almost 2 years till you're fully mentally, emotionally, physically recovered. But you can come back much earlier than that.
Scott goes 2 for 2, 77-43. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Acacia Hayes gives it to Blevins to beat the press. Western Kentucky all over Miami, 77-43, like I mentioned. They were trailing at the end of the first quarter. Acacia Hayes pulls up for three, far wing, too strong, and it goes out of bounds to the near sideline. Peyton Scott will inbound for Miami. And you wonder what this means for the Red Hawks. A loss to WKU, that's manageable. They took one last year. Ball batted away, and Miami will hold on to possession, attacking the hoop to our right. Or will they? No, they reverse the call. WKU gets the benefit of the doubt, and Western Kentucky forces another turnover. It's now 29. Acacia Hayes beats the press with a over-the-head pass to Blevins. Back to Hayes. She slices inside down the far lane. Lefty layup does not go. Rather, righty layup doesn't go. Too strong. Freeman with the rebound for Miami. Near wing, Ivy Wolf guarded toe-to-toe by Hayes. And now a baseline pass for Richardson. No-look feed into the lane, and Gabby McBride batted it away. Intended for Freeman, but a foul is called on Gabby McBride once again. It's her fourth foul. And now Miami's in the bonus. I think Western Kentucky can rest easy, though, with Miami in the bonus. Just a hunch.
I think they're okay, up 34.
Freeman rims in on the first free throw. 29 turnovers. And let's not skim over that. 29 turnovers.
Yeah, and their leading scorer did not score. Of course, she hadn't even played the second half for whatever reason. I don't know if she's rolled an ankle. She was over there messing with her ankle, but I'm not really sure what happened.
Freeman misses the second. Blevins quarterbacking the offense on the near wing. Now Hope Savory gets it top of the arc. 13 on the timer, back to Blevins. Guarded by Richardson. Blevins powers inside. No look feed. It's McBride. Push shot, not even close. An air ball from the baseline on her little floater. Ivy Wolf in transition. Now nearly batted away by Gilvin. Another steal for Gilvin almost. Instead, Wolf goes down the far lane, and a foul is called on, guess who? Josie Gilvin, her fourth.
Yeah, that time Ivy Wolf, just being smart, just shoved her body into Gilvin on that drive and calls that foul. I believe she's at 25 in a row. That's 26 free throws in a row for Ivy Wolf. I've yet to jinx her.
Do you believe in that?
No.
We talked about that.
I'm not a big jinx person.
Yeah, well, the way Ivy Wolf is playing, she seems above the jinx. She goes 2 for 2. Acacia Hayes over to the near corner for Hope Savory. Dribbles to the free throw line area. Feed to the far corner for Gilvin. Slices inside. And her layup goes. And the foul. Josie Gilvin falling away from the basket. She was bumped and threw it off the window and in. Gilvin, the freshman. Oh, she's the star of the show today.
Yeah, that's a nice ball fake baseline drive. And I'll tell you what, she is very athletic when she gets around the rim. Peyton Scott's coming out. And I think she's okay, but came up a little gimpy right there. I think she's okay with her knee.
She's likely done for the day, you would think.
I would
Gilvin
think so.
Hits the free throw. She's up to 10 points, 3 rebounds, 4 steals. 80-46, 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Miami attacking the hoop to our right. Ivy Wolf is fouled by Acacia Hayes. top of the arc. And Greg Collins isn't happy. He's rubbing his head saying, man, why are we fouling 30 feet from the basket up 80-46?
Well, once you turn it up defensively, it's not easy to kind of turn it off. I'll just say that.
Ivy Wolf missed her first free throw of the season. Just there.
First
and John had nothing to do with it.
Didn't even say it. That's right. So instead of shooting 100%, she's about at 98.
Rims in on the second friendly roll. 5 minutes left in regulation. Acacia Hayes bounce pass near wing Josie Gilvin. Over to McBride, top of the arc, sharing with Blevins. Hope Savory, top of the arc. She tees up a three. It rims out. And the rebound fought for and taken in by Riley Neal. Another foul is called. They get Acacia Hayes, which is a good break for WKU. It could have been just as easily. Oh, no, it is Gabby McBride. And she's out. She's fouled out of the game. It's already the second Lady Top to foul out of this one when you factor in Jalen Foster as well. Timeout on the floor, 80-47. Western Kentucky on top of Miami, Ohio. About 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. We're back in a moment on the Hilltopper Sports Network from Learfield. Well, if you took the over for Miami, Ohio, I'm sorry. Took the under for Western, I'm sorry. 80-47, WKU on top of Miami. 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I'm Brad Klein with John Butler. Happy to be with you. Well, WKU putting on a full clinic here. The offenses look good. The defense even better. They've forced 29 turnovers, John.
Yeah, 29 turnovers. Has probably been 40 deflections, I guess, as well. Just, it's just been a really impressive performance defensively. 37-6 points off turnovers, too, for Western Kentucky.
20 steals. They actually had a 21 steal game in conference at North Texas last year. Riley Neal rims out on her first free throw. Gabby McBride fouled her, and she is fouled out along with Jalen Foster. Neal hits the second. 80-48. Hope Savory gets the Hail Mary feed, and the layup goes. Acacia Hayes facilitating from the backcourt.
Yeah, it's a good pass. That's Hope's first basket of the night.
Ivy Wolf is leading the offense. Finally, WKU peeling off their pressure. Wolf floater from the free throw line area doesn't go. Freeman offensive rebound. Baruff has it far away. She slices inside. Ball was swiped away. Acacia Hayes with the steal, and a foul is called against Amani Freeman as she shoved Hayes down to the ground. Team's fourth foul and Freeman's third. 82-48, 4:20 left in quarter number 4. Josie Gilvin has 10 points, freshman with also 4 steals. She's been one of the heroes for WKU today. Then again, who hasn't? Acacia Hayes powers inside. Her layup doesn't go, but instead it's batted away. Riley Neal got a finger on it, and Hayes hit the deck hard. No foul, but instead WKU will recycle their possession from underneath the basket. Hope Savory sits in place of Jordan Smith. First time we're seeing her today. Junior guard out of Philadelphia. Josie Gilvin. Over the head pass, high post, it's Aaliyah Pitts. Turnaround jumper, it's true.
She's got a good kind of mid-post game when she squares up. She made a couple of turnarounds, and that was just a smooth little shot there, about 10-footer.
She's up to 17 points. Western Kentucky's up to 84 to Miami's 48. Amani Freeman on the baseline, lost the ball and threw it off of Aaliyah Pitts' shins, out of bounds, and the Red Hawks will retain possession in the corner. 3:45 left in quarter number 4, and now you wonder what this win is going to mean to WKU moving forward. This will be their first win of the season. Lofted feed into the, or rather underneath the basket for Amani Freeman, and she lays it in with the left.
Well, it's got to be good for the confidence, to be honest with you. You start off 0-2, lost to 2 SEC teams. To be honest with you, played pretty good against one. It did not play very good against Missouri.
Hayes pass down the far lane, intercepted. Richardson takes it in. Hail Mary feed, Baruff, too hot to handle. And another turnover for Miami. It's their 30th. It goes out of bounds off the fingertips of Baruff. 84-50. Western Kentucky into the front court, attacking the hoop to our left. Pitts, touch pass for Cutter Blevins. Another touch pass, it's Gilvin on the baseline, hounded by a double team. And now they reset up top, and Hayes lost the ball. Baruff with the steal. Ivy Wolf pass is intercepted. Jordan Smith picks up the loose ball. Hail Mary feed, Gilvin. Lefty layup is too strong off the window. Uncontested for the freshman. Rebound for Baruff. Ahead to Wolf. On the near wing, 3-ball rims out, and the rebound taken in by Amani Freeman. They recycle the possession up top. Wolf 3. It was denied by Hayes. Loose ball taken in by Jordan Smith. WKU in transition. 4-on-2. They like it. Ahead to Blevins. Far corner 3 on the way. Rims out. Offensive rebound. Jordan Smith for WKU. Back up top for Hayes. 2:30 left in the game. Aaliyah Pitts in the far corner. Finds a cutter, Blevins. And her layup goes. Count it. And the foul.
There's a good ball side cut that time by Macy and a finish.
Jesse Dye checking in for the first time in this half in place of Ivy Wolf.
Yeah, Jesse got the start as well.
And her first D1 start didn't go according to plan. So far, she's 0 for 2 from the field. Does have 1 rebound, 3 turnovers to her name. And the free throw goes for Macy Blevins. It's her second and 1 of the day. So now Dye moving left to right. She's tempoing the offense for Miami. 2:15 left in the game. Dye picks up her dribble 35 feet away, straight away. Over to Baruff, far wing. Making a move on Hayes to her left. Kick out Neal. Dribble drive to the baseline. Neal stops and lays it in with the right hand on the left. Western Kentucky still up big, 87-52. Aaliyah Pitts picks up the loose ball on the far side. Cross-court feed to Casey Hayes. She triggers the 3 and it's too strong. Off the side of the rim, Baruff picks up the rebound for Miami. 3-on-2. Lead pass, not even close. Intended for Freeman, taken in by Blevins. Steal for WKU. Blevins transition 3. Wide left. And Richardson takes in the rebound for Miami. Top of the arc, Riley Neal. Scoop pass, far wing, Jesse Dye. Over to Baruff, top of the arc 3. Wide open, grazed the side of the rim, and it trickles out of bounds. 87-52, Lexi Mead checking in place of Aaliyah Pitts, or rather Acacia Hayes. Aaliyah Pitts stays in. Now Western Kentucky poised for their first win of the season. This is a team, Miami, Ohio, that lost to WKU by just 2 points, a buzzer beater last year. And this year, not even close.
1 minute remaining in the fourth quarter.
1 minute left. Baseline drive for Pitts, and a foul is called. Amani Freeman, I believe. It is Freeman's foul. So Freeman picks up her 4th foul. And Western Kentucky's in the bonus. Under a minute left. So what do we learn from WKU today? Well, Maya Meredith came back after her ACL injury, played a lot in the first half, a little bit in the third quarter. Her service is not needed in the fourth as the first free throw falls for Aaliyah Pitts. So that's good.
Yeah, got her through healthy. First game back, that's a huge, huge positive. I mean, you got to be impressed with the defensive performance. I mean, forcing over 30 turnovers.
Pitts goes 2 for 2. 45 seconds left. Freeman bounce pass to the baseline and another turnover. Richardson could not keep it in bounds, and now Western Kentucky takes over. 45 seconds left, 89-52 advantage in the fourth.
I mean, you always want to get your first win, and winning right before, it's not much of a break. I mean, there's Thanksgiving break, but
Jordan Smith, far corner 3, too strong. Bench was about to erupt for her. Rebound for Freeman. Game clock to shot clock differential of about a second. Jesse Dye into the front court, hounded by Pitts. Pitts nearly stole her, and Pitts now steals her. 3-on-1, ahead to Gilvin, and the freshman reverse layup is good. 91-52.
That gives Gilvin 12.
It is a career high for her young career, the freshman, in just her 3rd game. 91-52. Shot clock is off. Game clock down to 5. Riley Neal probes to her right for Richardson. 3-ball is good. Western Kentucky dribbles it out. 91-55. The Lady Tops trailed after the first quarter. Never again. WKU picks up their first win of the season in convincing fashion on Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, I think that's an understatement. I mean, the game was close. At one time, it was close, 16-15 into the first quarter. And as I said, it was 21-19 at one time. And then all of a sudden,